So of course the talk of the town's been like, the NBA's ratings are lower, and I'm like, I guess there's a lot. My team happens to have the best record in the NBA, so my ratings ain't lower. I'm telling you that shit right now. But I get it. It's a thing. And then I saw a TikTok the other day. Dude was like, "You want to know why y'all rating so low? It's because everything's on cable, and and the world don't got cable." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Especially in this time of streaming and stuff. And it's like, yeah, if you want your ratings to be higher, you got to do like basically like the NFL, and that is have multiple games given on local TV. You know what I'm saying? Things people can get on just an antenna. And but that same TikTok was like, but you could also just use this to stream. And I was like, thanks. I've been needing something I could have in the pocket for stream for
Oh,
basically. Huh?
I could have told you that. I have a couple sources.
Fair. I will let you know my here. I'll put it in the chat in our chat, so you know when you can tell me, you can let me know if that's something you gets down with. But like I said, I wasn't even aware, and so I just had to chuckle like bruh, it's like yeah, it makes perfect sense to me now. Now once that man was explaining, like nah, bro, we don't.
That's
You
my
don't.
backup.
Oh, see, okay. It'll be my prime, but if you have another one, you let your boy know, homeboy. But that's just like I get why ratings are down, but also the game is great. It's like it's at like I feel like we're at peak NBA basketball right now. Motherfuckers can do so much, and I really enjoy it. People are like, I'm sick. They sick of people shooting threes. I'm like, I don't know who could be sick of watching somebody shoot a dope three ball. Because when you see somebody shoot that bitch and it's wet, just like the cleanest shot you ever seen in your life, you're like, how could you not enjoy that?
But when they're not hitting them and they're shooting 45 of them, the game is fucking unwatchable.
Fair.
That cup game that they had on the other day, I think it was like the Thunder, the game the Thunder won to advance. I forget who they played.
Okay.
But it was like one of the worst NBA games I can remember watching in recent memory.
Wow.
I was just so like, I was sitting there wishing I was doing anything else. But like my brothers were over and we were all watching it together. I was on my phone playing from the most of it because every time like I'd be watching it, and it was just brick, 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 brick. Like I'm like, you're all jacking up threes, and not a single one of you fuckers on either team is hitting one of these things.
Yeah, now see that's
at least
wild
like in the '90s when they would brick. At least like every now and again they'd throw it down to Patrick Ewing, and I'd see like a post move or something. It's just like now it's just pick and roll, drive, kick, swing, three, brick, and it's just rinse and repeat. Or it's like fast break, stop, three, brick, and I'm just like. When they're hitting, yeah, cool. It's cool as fuck. But when they're not, it's just like it's Jesus Christ. Do something else.
It's weird to me that we don't, not we, because actually we do kind of get some down low play because we got a couple of big tall motherfuckers on the team. So whatever, what are they supposed to do but get down low? But they also will get out there and shoot some triples.
It was the Rockets.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I was about to say, but yeah. If it's just gonna be that, I don't even understand how, like I understand a heat check. Throw something up and see if you're gonna make that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But if you're not, then we need to be playing inside and down low. Like what have we forgotten how the game is crafted? Like that part I don't like. You are correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, bro. It's magical when it go in. It's so dope. But you are right. If motherfuckers just shooting a bunch of air or just bricks, yeah, what's the point, man? So. I don't know, man. I just, of course, I know exactly why. Again, the actual team I root for, not a team I have to root for because my team is awful, but the team I have rooted for since I lived in this state is doing amazing this season. But now they're gonna play a brand new, a new in-season tournament crown champ, Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow. So we'll see who feeling juiced, or if they asses whoop, maybe they're a little tired because they've been had to play some tournament ball. I don't know. But I'm excited to see Giannis come through and see what we can do against them because they're coming here. So I believe that's a home game. Is that not?
Yeah, it was a game that me and my brothers were considering going to, but tickets were really expensive when we looked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, people love this Matenda Kupo and some Dame time and so forth. So excited to see what we do. We only played them once this season, and it was that a tight game? I feel like that was a tight game. Or am I just wrong? And it was a blowout, and I'm just missing it. Did that game end up being tight? What the fuck happened with that damn? Let me go back and peek at the measure of that particular matchup. Cleveland Cavaliers. What about Bucks? Yeah, we back to back. We played back to back with the Bucks when last we played them, and we won. And we won both of them, one by 1 point, one by 2 points. So both tight games. So again, I know the Bucks are looking not as good as they should be. You know what I'm saying? But they're still the fucking Bucks. And what is that? 2 years removed from a championship, or 3 years? 3 years. 3 years from a championship. Because Bucks, it was the Nugs, and then it was Celtics. So. I love basketball. What can I tell you, people? The NFL has been just the NFL is fun. It has been fun in its own way this go around, but it's also been kind of like a lot of underperformers. People, you're like, man, these people, these squads should be doing so much better than they are, and so that's been not as I don't know, as interesting to watch, but. Yeah, basketball is all good, but that's of course my team winning, so of course it's all good. Everything great when your squad up is out here doing the damn thing and winning games that they're supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was with the Hawks that time, them 2 times, but what do you got to do? So we accept it as it is. But let's get to it. Let me get you a show. I've been practicing these lyrics all for a while now. Let's see if I can get them done right. Let me get a little. Let me wet my whistle. What do you think what do you think would happen? You wait on it like a laxative. Life is just like a settlement waiting for you to cash on it. Life is just like a bike. If it don't move unless you pedaling. Less about who is better and more about who blessing them. Softer than gelatin. Peanuts to elephants. You dumb as a box of rocks if you think it's irrelevant. My granny been popping Zanny since CBS met the nanny. My mammy Danny, she chippered the Annie, and I'm not talking to family, but I've been dreaming of fishing since I've been watching the Grammys. And I'm here to stain like the shit in your panties. I need some standing ovation since y'all can't seem to understand me. I might look fly in the Matrix. I hope I'm sticking to landing. No need to bring fall back in August, September. You should just fall back in. Wait. Who wants to clear the fog and all the smog in your mirrors? When you could just fall back in. Wait. Delete your call log and clear your agenda. And you should just eat what's on your plate. What's good? Welcome to it. It's episode 559. And we're the ideal choice for listeners seeking an optimal blend of all around. All around. I probably cancel out the rest of this. All around. We'll go with quality is what should be there. I don't know what I erased out of that bit of statement, but it's all good. Welcome to the State Crunchy Milk. I'm your host, Interstate with 713. George, my best friend, Lunchbox 2099. What's the good word, sir?
Man, I wish I knew, but CEOs are getting popped left and right, and so they haven't sent out any memos lately.
Whoo! I did read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true or not, that some manager got stabbed up somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, so. Michigan. Supposedly it was by an employee who'd only been there for 2 weeks.
Damn, could you imagine? What kind of boss was you? You got yammed up by somebody that quick, bro. So, we outside, you know what I'm saying? Standard affair, you know what I'm saying? One news story. Some of the assholes, Box takes some stuff about his life. I take some stuff about my life. Take some entertainment news, and we slide out. It's a relatively well-performing, well-oiled machine, you know what I'm saying? We get it to work most of the time. And there you go. This is our final show of 2024. We won't be back until the new year. So, it is that.
New year, new us.
Well, to some degree, I guess. But yeah, the body, regenerates all its cells and so forth over a period of time. It's definitely a new us. So, we all to the great. But your local news, because, that's what I likes to give you, is as follows. Let me pull it to this side of the screen so I can at least be staring toward the camera. Pop. Superman trailer debuts, and there's plenty of Cleveland in it. Joey Morona on the byline, Cleveland.com. Cleveland, Ohio, look up. It's a bird, it's a plane. It's the first teaser trailer for Superman. DC Studios released the first extended look at director James Gunn's new movie starring the Cleveland-born Man of Steel. The 2-minute, 20-second clip opens with David Cornsweet's Superman crash landing in the snow and bleeding. He flashes back to his life as a mild-mannered reporter, Clark Kent, at the Daily Planet, where he works with Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnahan. He then recalls a tender moment with his adopted human father, Jonathan Kent, Pruitt Taylor Vince, in Smallville. Krypto, a dog from Krypton, finds him, and the superhero asks the pup to take him home. Bursts of action follow. Superman saves little girl's life. He breaks out of a glass cage. Green Lantern, Nathan Fillion, that's actually, well, he is a Green Lantern, but he's not the Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion shoots lasers out of his ring. And Hawk Girl, Isabella Merced, I think she's from Cleveland, right? Ain't that Dora? I had to look that up.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Flies through the air to escape a fire-breathing monster. We also see Superman battling a masked villain at a baseball stadium, Mr. Terrific. A building collapsing on top of a bridge. Superman and Lois kissing while floating, and of course, Superman taking flight. The video also provides audiences their first look at Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Edie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. There you go.
Can confirm that is Dora.
Cool, thanks. I remember she's from Cleveland because you told me you were at a bar and she was at a bar, and the bartender was like, "She's from here," and blah blah blah. He's making that's how I put those two together. The clip portrays.
Yeah, I remember she was underage at the time.
Correct.
I remember that very vividly.
It's weird that she was at a bar.
It was not a bar. It was a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
was sitting at the bar, and the bartender was very pleased she was there, even though she was underage, if you know what I'm saying.
So you was hanging with Drake. It's crazy. The clip portrays Superman as both a hero and a villain in the eyes of Metropolis citizens. We do have a battered Superman in the beginning, Gunn told media outlets including Variety. At a preview screening of the trailer, we had a preview of the trailer. Man, they're excited about this movie. This movie is about the basic kindness of human beings, and that it can be seen as uncool and under siege by some of the darker voices. Under siege. Some of the darker voices are okay. There you go. Under siege. Some of the darker voices are some of the louder voices. The trailer was accompanied by a new official description of the film. In his signature style, James Gunn takes on the original superhero in the newly imagined DC universe with a singular blend of epic action, humor, and heart, delivering a Superman who's driven by compassion and an inherent belief in the goodness of humankind, Warner Brothers wrote. The production spent part of 6 weeks in Northeast Ohio this past summer. Keen observers will notice Terminal Tower, Key Tower, Progressive Field, Public Square, the Detroit Superior Bridge, the arcade, and Headlands Beach State Park featured in the trailer. The Leader Building at E6 and Superior appears as the Daily Planet. Working on an estimated local budget of $37 million, Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, and his crew also shot scenes at Cleveland City Hall, PNC Center Plaza, and on the roof of the old May Company. The project, though, was primarily filmed at Triller Studios in Atlanta, with additional scenes shot in Cincinnati and Norway. The cast also includes Wendell Pierce as Perry White, Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Maria Gabriela de Faria as the engineer, Anthony Corrigan as Metamorpho, and Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Oh, so Rick Flag gonna be back. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, because they fuck with Rick. James Gunn fucks with Rick Flag as a character and Frank Grillo as an actor. Superman was created by Cleveland natives Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in 1933, and the character made his comic book debut in Action Comics #1 in 1938. The superhero appeared in 10 feature films over the decades. Henry Cavill donned the red cape most recently in a post-credit scene in Black Adam in 2022. The newest Superman is set to soar into theaters July 11th, 2025. As if you didn't know, we in this house, that is Steaks, Crunch, and Milk, are fans of comic movies. I am not the largest DC fan, but I do appreciate Superman, and I do, of course, Batman. So, and I love James Gunn and what he brings to the DC cinematic universe. So I'm excited for this because I know it's going to be great. And here, it was filmed here. A good chunk of it was filmed here. So I'm excited about that. You know what they filmed in Cincinnati? There's a building in Cincinnati that already looks exactly like the Justice League. The Justice League was probably based on that building. I'm saying it's crazy how much that so I know that makes me believe that the Justice League will be in this movie, and I'm probably excited about that too. Nathan Fillion's character is a Green Lantern. He is Guy Gardner, I believe is the name of his Green Lantern. Guy Gardner. Yep. And he's a weird looking guy. He has a bowl cut, but he is a Green Lantern. Just the goofiest looking Green Lantern you ever want to see. He's not, your Hal Jordans or your John. Is it John Smith? Who's the other Green Lantern?
That's a comic book franchise.
John Stewart.
Really familiar with.
It's John Stewart. I was like, Smith. That's
the Daily Show guy.
No, but the black Green Lantern his name is John Stewart. So,
is he Jewish?
I don't think so, but possible. The black Israelites is a thing, so that's possible, right? Yeah.
Are there a lot of black Jews?
There are, and almost all of them, if I'm not mistaken, are of Ethiopian descent. If you know better, feel free to correct me. And I'm not saying there are so many black Jews, but there are indeed black Jews. So that's
I don't think I've ever seen one that I'm aware of.
Of course, because they live over there. You know what I'm saying? The other side of the planet. You know what I'm saying? They're not really kicking it in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Most of the Jews in America are of European descent, are like old school Eastern European Jews. We don't really have a lot of the brown skinned Jews of the Middle Eastern variety here. You know what I'm saying? So. But that was our news story for the week. It's in the show notes if you want to give it a read yourself. But let's slide it over to my man Box. I have to pull up his video. There we go. Let me open this up. Why are you not? There we go. Also pulled down today a new segment I think I'm going to put for this fence situation. I'm unhappy with the way I've been unhappy with this fence situation since I first made this video. So I'm again, this video, probably when we go into New Year, you'll have some new videos to take a peek at if you watch the show. Also, the show does go up in video form on Spotify. If you have Spotify, you can watch the video over there. And of course, it's up on YouTube when all said and done. I had the episode that is to go up today, should have been up already, rendering a bit ago. And it took so much longer than it should. But that's just how it goes down, y'all. But let's introduce Box's segment with this video clip.
It's like the Wonder Years where like you got me like playing in the front yard by a white picket fence, and then like me looking lovingly into like my crush's eyes as I kiss for the first time, and then all of a sudden I'm getting on a boat to war.
I thought it would involve books in some way, story time, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess reading Rainbow works too.
I just love it. I'm telling you, man.
Every time you play that, I can't believe that's how I sound. You're never used to hearing yourself, like. And then you hear yourself, you're like, damn, that's how I talk. It's like when someone takes a picture of you and you're like, I can't believe I really look like that. It's how I felt when we were like taking pictures with my sister last week when she graduated. Yeah. I saw the playback, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Dude, it's funny because I've been editing our voices now for ever. I'm very used to how I know how I sound. What I don't know, I guess, is my volume. Because it's been a lot of times lately, I will have said something. Last night, picking up meds from CVS. The woman asks, do you want a bag? I specifically say, no, I'm good. They already come in those little bags. I say it. My kid next to me says, I heard you say it. But sure as shit, she goes and put that shit in the bag and hands it to me anyway. And I'm like, am I not enunciating? Am I not hitting the right volume? What is going on? Because it happens too much in life. I will have it happen when I write emails at work. I'll write an email that I think is the clearest, crispest email ever. And people will be like, I don't understand. I'm like, what the fuck don't you understand? And then as I explain it to them, and then they are reading along with me, I'm like, oh, like, was it not clear? Am I not? Drives me a little bit insane. Box, I hand the reins of the show over to you, sir. Story time with Lunchbox. What's the word?
So, as we talked about on the show before, I indulge from time to time in sports gambling after it was made legal here in Ohio. And this past Sunday, man, my biggest day to date. I'm just going to come out and say it. I won $4,500 on Sunday. I'm pretty pleased with myself.
Now, how was this bet played out? Is this a parlay? Is this just whatever? How does this bet work?
So this was actually a collection of bets.
Okay.
Now there was one main bet that I basically bet 5 times.
Okay.
I had it on ESPN Sportsbook, where like they were running like a parlay boost promo, and like it was like a max bet of $50.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran it on there. I had it on Bet365, where I had a $25 free bet that I had gotten from a promo they had going. They run promos like that all the time, where it's like if you bet like $50 on like a same game parlay or something, you'll get a $25 bonus bet back, shit like that. I do it all the time. So I had a $25 free bet on there, and then I decided to run it on there with just $50 of my money, because they had like parlay escalator on there, like the more legs, like the higher you pay out or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I ran it. So that was 3 instances of it so far. Then I ran it twice on BetMGM. The one was slightly less. So it was like one leg. It was a couple legs less than the other, but like the core elements were the same. And each one of those bets was a boosted parlay, and they were boosted for $20 each. So that was like the main bet. And then I had a couple of bets that were like player prop parlays that I ran that were boosted, like with same game parlay boosts. And so I actually had screenshotted them because somebody like had asked me about it. And so like the main bet that I won a good portion of that money on was it was an 8-leg parlay. Mm-hmm. I had Cincinnati money line, the Bengals. Now this is NFL. I had Kansas City beating the Browns. I had the Ravens beating the Giants. I had the Commanders beating the Saints. I had the Jets beating the Jaguars. I had Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Chargers. I had the Buffalo and Detroit game going over 54.5 points. And I had the Denver money line.
Okay. Yeah. That Denver money line was a wild boy, right?
The Commanders Saints one ended up being crazy. Like the Commanders were up the entire game, and like I wasn't watching the game. I was just watching the Browns game because we had Browns on the one channel and Bengals on the other channel. So like, and I don't have like NFL Red Zone or whatever. Yeah. And like, so if I wanted to watch one of those games, I would have had to have gone to one of those sites that we talked about during the NBA's cold open, which did end up happening at one point. But so like I didn't know what fuckery had happened at the end of that Saints Commanders game until after the fact.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful that they did not convert that 2-point conversion at the end of the game to win, because that would have cost me a good portion of my money.
Okay.
But other than that, like the Broncos-Colts game was like the Broncos just like offense was just fucking up in the first half, I guess. Like the quarterback threw a bunch of interceptions, but like the Colts weren't really doing anything either. Like they had one, like the quarterback, I guess, had run for a touchdown at one point. Yeah. And then I saw that like the Colts running back had like broken a giant run of like 80 yards for a touchdown. But I guess he dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line, and it went out of bounds for like a fumble or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
So that ended up costing the Colts a touchdown, which I didn't know about that until like a day after. But so like it came down to like I was watching the Buffalo Lions game because it was on like Channel 8 here. And like they were like 42 points at halftime or something. So like I think that like the over hit with like 7 minutes into the third or something. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me see what's going on elsewhere. And like it's hard to bet on Baker Mayfield because one game the dude can look unbeatable, and then the next game he could throw 3 interceptions and have 2 fumbles, and like it'd be like the most winnable game ever, and he just blows it. So like the Buccaneers I knew were the better team. and they should have won, but like Baker was kind of like playing with his food some in the first half. Like he'd thrown an interception, he was keeping him in it, but then he just hit some fucking crazy throws for touchdowns, and they pulled away easily. Now the Broncos Colts game was the game that I pulled up on my phone and was watching on one of those sites, and I was getting nervous because like the Broncos would like start to do something, but then they wouldn't really get anywhere. But then like the Colts weren't doing anything, so it was going back and forth. Like they were playing hot potato for a minute, and then like the Broncos broke through, I guess, with like a punt return and scored a touchdown to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I was just like, oh my god, hold, because it was still like the entire fourth quarter to go. And then as soon as the Colts threw that pick six, I was like, oh my god, I'm about to win this money.
Because that was the last remaining bet, right?
And basically, like the Buccaneers game hadn't ended yet, but it was basically over. They were up by like 23.
Yeah.
But the cool thing too about the Bet365 sportsbook is if you bet a money line for the NFL and your team goes up by 17 points, they automatically count the leg as a win. So even if somehow your team finds a way to lose,
yeah,
if they were up by 17 at any point, it's automatically they won. So like when the Broncos threw the touchdown to Cortland Sutton after the pick six, they went up by 17. So I automatically won the bet on Bet365. Both like the free bet one and the $50 one settled. So I instantly got like $1,800 while the bet was still going on the other books, because the other books don't do that same thing.
Yeah.
So I was still sweating out the bet, but at that point I was already in the profit. Like it didn't matter. The funny thing about it though was like I don't generally like to cash out bets, but like I had, like I said, like $140 of actual money on that bet spread out amongst the three sports books. And so like I was trying to cash out the free bet one on Bet365 just to lock in profit, so that in case somehow like the bet ended up losing, that I would have covered my buy-in for all the bets and I would have still left with a little bit. So like I hit the cash out button, but then when I hit it, they rescinded the cash out. Then I hit it again when it popped up again, and then they took it away again. So like I tried to cash it out twice for like $280 or something.
Yeah.
And each time they like took it away when I tried to accept it. But then, like I said, I ended up winning the bet. So the free bet one that I tried to cash out for $280 ended up paying out like $640.
Yeah.
So they cost themselves a couple $100 by toying with my emotions. Then so like I had like I won $300 on a same game parlay on the Jets Jaguars game.
Yeah.
Where I had like Jaguars receiver Brian Thomas Jr. to get over 50 yards, Aaron Rodgers to throw for over 225 yards, the Jets to win, and for Travis Etienne to have over 20 yards rushing. And like he had 65. Rodgers ended with 289 passing because the Jets defense couldn't stop anybody. Brian Thomas Jr. had 105 yards, and the Jets ended up pulling it out at the end. So that was a nice win. I won 113 on a similar bet on a different sports book, whereas like I had Rodgers over pass yards, Jets money line, Brian Thomas Jr., and then Tank Bigsby, the running back for the Jaguars. I took him under 53.5 yards, so that hit. But yeah, it was a nice day. Now the couple days since then, I've had a couple bets here and there, but like I've given a couple hundred of it back already.
Yeah.
But like I haven't. Yeah, it was basically like a couple boosts didn't hit. I haven't done a heavy amount of betting in the last couple days. So I think I lost like 100 something on that NBA Cup game the other day because it was like all the sports books are running a boost for Shea and Giannis to each get 30 points. And like neither of them fucking hit it. Like Shea had like one of the worst games of his career. So I lost like, because I bet like every single boost on like that every sports book that had it. So that shit adds up. So yeah. And that was basically like pretty much all I bet that day. So I've had a couple of like red days, but like nothing substantially crazy because I've been busy with work and other things. So, but yeah, that was a nice. It was nice to get that cushion, and like I've come close a couple times this NFL season where like I had like 7, 8, 9 leg parlays where like one thing happened and it I had bet like, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I put $100 on like a 9 leg parlay like a month ago, and I lost it by one leg, and it was like one leg in the final 2 minutes of the fucking game. Like the 49ers were winning, and like Nick Bosa got hurt, and Geno Smith ended up carrying the Seahawks down the field, and he ran in like a 20-yard touchdown with like 40 seconds left in the game for the Seahawks to beat the 49ers. Yeah, so it like blew that whole like parlay up. I would have won like $1,000.
Yeah.
I had like another one where I was like I got like 6 out of the 8. I don't do like I hadn't done that every like week of the season or anything. I've had a couple weeks where I did like 5-6 leggers that like I hit, but they weren't like, I didn't have a high bet on them and they weren't crazy long odds or whatever. But like I've come close on some of these like longer leg ones, and it was nice to finally hit. I almost doubled my bankroll. Like I started that day with $6,100 between all my sportsbook accounts, and when I ended that day, I was at 10.6K.
Well done.
So yeah.
Nice. You're weird. That's damn near. That's like investment money at that point. Well done.
Yeah. And I told my dad about it, and he like started like trying to talk to me about what I was going to do with it. Like, I haven't like I've taken out some money from those accounts, and it was like some of it was to buy those Magic cards when I got back, a little bit. Started dabbling my toes again into Magic earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
And then to cover the trip to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think I've been told I've taken out like $3,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Everything else is just still sitting there in the sports books.
Yeah.
And my goal, like at the start of legalized sports betting in Ohio, was to use it as a way to help pay my house off faster. And that's still my goal. Like, if something comes up where I need to take the money out or recover something or whatever, like I would, I'd prefer to not have to do that. But it's there as an emergency fund, I guess, if I need it.
Yeah.
I'm not like looking to like now that I have more money on there necessarily starts like doing like $200-$300 bets or whatever, because I'm not balling in it, but some of my bets have gone up a little bit where I'm betting like more to like where before it was more like $10 to $25. Now they're more like 25 to 50, depending on which sportsbook it's on, how much is on that account, what promo it is, what I feel like doing on any given day.
Yeah.
Now if I go on a losing streak, I'll change up accordingly, but I very much would like to get to the point where like I can just like use this to pay my house off and live happily ever after.
I hear that. That's real, especially going into anyway. Oh my gosh, that's extra dope, man. Family good, everything good in that realm?
Yeah, my sister graduated college on Friday.
Yeah,
she's now officially a doctor.
Word?
Yeah.
Nice.
But like doctor can be many things. Like
doctor matters. All right. So we gonna put some respect on that.
Well, no, but like I mean, like I'm just trying to educate people here. Like people hear doctor and they immediately think like surgeon or like going to see the doctor for a checkup kind of thing. Like my sister is technically a doctor, but like she's a physical therapist doctor, not like go get your blood pressure medication doctor.
But she is somebody who can end up work for the Cavs. And that'd be great.
She's not doing sports therapy. You need a separate license for that.
What? Bullshit.
Yeah, you need a different certification for that kind of thing. Like my buddy does do sports medicine. Like he works on Browns players, and he was telling me about, because I asked him if he had the in on or any information that I could pass along to my sister for a job. And like I know he does sports medicine, so he was telling me that like in order to do sports medicine, plus that's not what she wants to do anyway.
Fair.
She wants to do like home health care or inpatient, outpatient. Like I think she's more interested in helping like elderly folks rather than like trying to fix someone's Achilles or something.
Hey man, some elderly folks Achilles must go from time to time. That's got to be a thing, right?
You know what I mean? Like she's not like, oh, Nick Chubb, I'll fix your broken foot. Like she wants to be more like, oh, here, Grandmama.
Respect it. I love that for her. What's going on with the ladies, the new cats in the house?
One of them was around here a little bit ago. I literally let's just say I came into some other money in addition to the sports betting stuff, and I used a portion of it to buy a litter robot.
You did get the litter robot. Excellent.
I picked it up today. Like I actually took it out of the box like an hour and a half ago.
Nice.
It's not plugged in yet. That'll be done at some point, probably later this evening. But I did buy a litter robot, so we'll see how that goes. The guy at Best Buy, because I tried to go pick it up earlier. Like, I bought it a couple days ago, and like I know I said that I called off work today earlier. Or I may have told you that. All right, well, I told you that. Yeah, my bad. I called off work today. I wasn't playing hooky. I legitimately did not feel well today.
Yeah.
And I did not want to call off today, but like I did not feel good. I called off and I slept until like almost noon. So, but I had to get up and go run errands in the afternoon because somebody had bought something from me on eBay yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, can you send it out as soon as possible? It's a Christmas present for my son." And I was like, "Fuck!" Even though technically my shipping and handling time made it so that I didn't have to technically mail it out until Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
I tried to do these people a solid, so I packed it up yesterday evening, and then when I felt well enough to get out of bed today, I went ahead and I took it to the post office, and then I picked up that order. So I bought the litter robot, but I also bought.
We got a pro one, the Elite
Series 2. It was on sale. I saw the IGN Deals account tweeted it out, and so like I've been running this hand-me-down one for like a couple years now, and like the Xbox button on here doesn't work.
Okay.
And like I'm wearing off the rubber on the joysticks and stuff, and so like I've wanted a new controller for a while now, and so that one was on sale for like $120, and then I had $60 in Best Buy credit sitting on my account, so I went ahead and redeemed that and put it towards it. So I paid like $60 for the controller, which is normally like $170, $180, something like that.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and bought the litter robot, because I've been wanting to do that. So, yeah, I not planning on doing too much in the way of vanity purchases at all. Like the controller is probably it. I went ahead and used some of the money to prepay for my lawn care for next year. So That's all taken care of. So yeah, like I bought something for the cats. I bought, prepaid some services and splurged on a $60 controller that was on sale, normally like $180. Other than that, we're BAU, looking forward to the holidays. I think I have to do like a little bit more Christmas shopping because I forgot a couple things, but I'll take care of that over the next couple days. Other than that, just trying to get to the end of the year. Can't get sick now because I burned my last sick day today. So,
and what we got? 19, 31, 20. What's that? A dozen days left in the year. You can work through that. You can push through any of that. That's a dozen actual days, and so that's what is that? 10 regular? No, what? Not even 10
7 work days.
Yeah. So you'll be fine. You got that. And then we refresh. Oh, have you seen the thing going around that basically is like how to maximize your days off, your PTO?
Yeah, the video where they tell you like, oh, take this day and this day, and you end up with like a 4-day weekend here, 5-day weekend here.
I want you to know, just like my Teeny's recipe for making macaroni and cheese is pretty much my recipe for mac and cheese. I have been doing this for days off for years now, and I mean, and when they slid me Juneteenth. It was over for you bitches. It was even more money. So I already do that. And in fact, I already have Martin Luther King Day. Got Martin Luther King Day. Got President's Day. Couldn't get. It was basically you don't do some stuff right. They basically only you can take days right now for Q1 off. But as soon as they let me get Q2, I'm getting Memorial Day. I'm getting Juneteenth. I'm getting the 4th of July. I'm always making it happen. I do the ones around. I do Labor Day and my birthday. Oftentimes will fall right around each other, so I do that one. It's like I said, I gets down with the get down. That's how I've been moving. So it was just it's new to somebody else. It's old news to your boy. Like I said, I was like, that's how it should be. So I've been trying to max out my my PTO in that regard. So that happened years ago. I took a day off, and my boss was like, oh, what she said something like two will get you 20 or something like that or whatever, some turn of phrase. And I was like, what? And she goes, that's a holiday after that. And I go, oh, no way I can do that. Once I figured that out, it's over. I was like, I would always request around a holiday to expand my time. So I love it. I eat it up, and you should be doing that if you're not doing it. Assuming you work in an organization that gives you Fed days off, take advantage. Only one we don't get off is Indigenous Peoples Day, and I guess I can just force the issue and take it myself. You know, just put some respect on the people whose land this is. Maybe I'll do that this year, as I consider it. But that was your story time with Lunchbox. Let's slide into a little tea time. What has been going on with me? This past weekend, my kid took the ACT. They took the ACT in Maple Heights because that's where the ACT was. So I had to go all the way to the other side of the globe compared to where I live. I live on the west side, a west side suburb, and so I had to go far. Far is a bullshit ass story. 20 minutes away on the 480, but it's still the other side of the damn. You know what I'm saying? It's still the east side. So basically, you know what I'm saying? So I had to get up and go over there, and I was like, I'm not going my ass all the way back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so what am I?
What school was the test at?
Maple Heights High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, home of the Mustangs. So
I think that's a common school mascot.
it's got to be, right? But they got a sweet little Mustang statue there, and on the side of their stadium is right there as well, and it just says Mustangs across the back of it. Is a real cool picture. I'll send you a picture right now, in fact, because I happen to have taken a picture whilst I was there. And so I'm over there on that side of town. I'm like, what the fuck I'm about to do? And I'm like, well, I can run some errands. And so I went to a Target over there to discover it's a weird size Target. It's like it's a tiny Target. I don't know if I've never seen one before in my life. It's the smallest Target I've ever been into.
Yeah, I went into the one in Woodmere the one day.
Yeah,
it's like a convenience store.
Bigger than a convenience store, but still small as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I went in there and got some. What did I got? I got some soap and some stuff. And I needed a notebook because also that day after. So okay, did that. Went to Target. Was like, man, what am I do? I'm like, you know what? I should eat some breakfast. And 3 minutes from that Target was is a original pancake house. So I went and had breakfast by myself. And I know they were super salty having to give me a whole 4-top to myself, but it is what it is, people. I'm sorry. That's just how the table it rose. But also, I ate and was fine and left in due course. So I went and had breakfast by myself. Then I was like, let me see if I can find a car wash because the sun was out that day and my car was, of course, covered in salt. I'm glad I didn't get it washed because next day it rained, and so I would have been upset. You know what I'm saying? So that all took care of itself. But then I was just like, just wasting time and moving about over there. And then finally I just was like, let me go. I went and parked it at the school because the kid was like, oh, that should be done by 12. And then like basically another 90 minutes passed. So the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm playing Monopoly. I'm just watching TikToks. I'm just grooving, sitting in the parking lot grooving with heating my back up. And so the whole point of it, with whatever, all that, eventually my kid came out, blah, blah, blah. Next step of the day was the LGBTQ community. What the heck is it called? Hold on. I want to give you a specific name of the place. The LGBT Center of Greater Cleveland was offering a legal clinic as well as other things going on there for name change and gender marker change. And my kid is been wanting to get that done, especially trying to get that done before all this new stuff comes in here in the new year. So he went and did all that and got the paperwork taken care of for that. I still got to go to the courthouse to get it done. But I'm excited that that process has started in earnest. Right now, we got a email out to an organization that does micro grants, so they might help us pay for it. It's not that it's super expensive, but you know what I'm saying, having somebody else fit the bill would be dope. But that means my kid would officially have their name changed and their gender marker changed as well. So I'm excited for that. What else has been popping? I got the Christmas tree up. It's not the ornaments aren't on it, but the box is right here next to the tree. As you can see, we got it kind of festive behind me. You know what I'm saying? I got the house decorating, populate. We going down out here, so I've been getting the Christmas stuff up. I need to start getting things wrapped and so forth, so everything can be done by Christmas, because that's coming so much quicker than you believe it to be. And so I got to get that in and get that done. What else? Man, I think that's really about it, man. Kids good family. I talked to my mom for like a stretch the other day. I was out driving. I took Vanessa to go get. She wanted an ice cream, so we went to end up driving to like we were going to Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen in my town is closed for renovation, so we drove to the one a couple of cities over, or a city over, and as we was driving home, all of a sudden I can't tell you what it was, but something rang in my mind and said, "Call your mama." So I called my mama, and I talked to my mama for a stretch, and it was just nice to chop it up with my mom's, and she is doing well, and everything goes well with her as well. So that's dope. So life is good, people is good, and we outside, y'all. I could have swore, now that I think about it, that we have. Well, we'll get there in the situation. But that's what's going on with T. You know what I'm saying? You want anything else? Worry not. I can tell you anything else you need to know. All seems good right now. Bless up for me and mine, and you and yours, and that's what's up in the streets. I am sipping on this lightweight fancy ginger beer that I got from World Market the other night. As you can tell, this can is slightly small, right? My hand ain't that big. It's like a 11.16 fluid ounces, so it's not a full 12-ounce can. It's a ginger beer called Sosa the Soda. It's supposed to be, all natural and good for you. I didn't buy it for that. I just saw a ginger beer, and I love ginger beer. This is made with beet sugar, pear juice, fermented ginger juice, ginger extract, tartaric acid, juniper berry extract, chili extract. It's not spicy at all. Natural mushroom extract to protect quality, and it's not very good, but it's not awful, and so I will probably finish it. But it still stands that Goya brand ginger beer is the ginger beer for me. It is spicy, it is tasty, and it's the one you want to be drinking on if you're gonna be drinking. If you are a fan of a spicy ginger beverage, take that from your man. He knows, okay? But that's what's up. Let's slide over to the mean streets of Reddit, where every week we visit the subreddit Am I the Asshole? And we discuss those matters. And look, this one has an intro too. I like that one because I had to make that one by hand. The gut video part of it, no, that is whatever. But the Am I the Asshole with the glow in the dark peach, that's me. I did all that by manipulating things myself. So that's what's up, people. I got a couple for you this week. One of them, there's one, and then there's one with an update. So that's how you equal your three. Box they are as followed. Am I the asshole if I refuse to donate my PTO to a coworker I know will die?
Damn.
Yep. And the other one, am I the asshole for taking my biological nieces on days out and excluding my adopted nephew? Got you a couple of burners.
Yeah, I'm still turned off that first one. Jesus Christ.
You got to get that first. You got to have the first one. This is from user Anti Your Opinion. Am I the asshole if I refuse to donate my PTO to a coworker I know will die? I work healthcare, and our department is pretty close-knit. Not much drama or beef, surprisingly. One of our ladies we found out has cancer. Docs haven't given her the absolute certainty she's terminal yet, but I'm sure with her age and comorbidities, she's definitely going to be. Everyone has been very supportive, but we all know where this is going. She and I aren't very fond of each other, but I'm entirely professional and have expressed my feelings of sadness for her situation. Forgive me. Many of the hospital staff, nearly everyone in our department, has donated paid leave for her to take time off and spend with her family. Uses her regularly and uses hers regularly and has almost none apparently, and possibly received treatment except me. Okay, so this person, everybody else has donated, she has not, or they have not. I have no idea their gender. People have asked why I didn't, and I just don't want to. I feel like it's throwing it away for an outcome I'm all but certain will happen. I'm not saying it for any particular reason. People in her circle have started talking about how I'm not actually sympathetic to her situation and mumbling little things here and there. I usually just tell them straight up, it's a waste for me to give it to someone who I don't believe will give them more time I don't believe will give them more time to live. Just spend what time you have left with family and friends and be thankful for that. I'm unaware of her financial situation and frankly it doesn't concern me. Edit. My employer isn't making it known who donates. It's a group of people that started a sign-up sheet type thing for her, probably to be given to her later. Edit 2. We do have FMLA, but it's unpaid. You must burn through a certain amount of PTO days or have none before disability kicks in, and it's only about 60%, I believe. Short-term disability is indeed 6% pay, because this country's awful. Is this person an asshole?
Based on the shit they're saying, yeah. Like, not necessarily an attitude for not an asshole for not wanting to donate their PTO time, but they're an asshole for like basically saying, "What's the point? They're gonna die anyway." Like, if this person is using the PTO for treatment and or spending time with their family, it would be a good use of the PTO, knowing that they don't have a lot of time left. So like, it's not that it would be a waste. Like, you're not obligated. I understand that, but like, they're making it seem like they're just like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna like use all these other people's vacation to go to like run errands at Walmart. Like, they're fucking dying of cancer. Like, why do you sound so cold and heartless when you're just like, it'd be a waste if I gave it to them anyway. They're gonna die. What's the point?
I gotta tell you, Box, we just disagree here, man. It's just because it's sound and logic, and I don't like a system that says your coworker should donate their time to you. This system at this place, you have the ability to just give us one more time. You could be cool, you could be better than cool, and be like, you know what? Let me take care of you. You've given so much to this organization over your years here. Blah blah blah. Yakety schmackety. We just gonna take care of you until you are gone. Because clearly it's a disease they all seem to know is not one you're going to make it out of. So this hospital as a whole could just be cool. And of course it's not going to be, because that's the system that we work in and work under. Yeah, she is a bit brusque, a bit blunt, a little to the point. Again, I got to quit saying she, because I don't know this person's gender. I'm assuming, because healthcare is oftentimes, has a lot of women working in it. But yeah, that is where I agree with you. That's kind of you're assholey in your response. There's a way you can be like, I can't donate my time, or I'm unwilling to donate my time, without saying that bitch gonna die anyway.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
Oh no, you're absolutely 1,000% correct there, sir. I agree with you in that regard. It is tone and how you say it and how you approach things. But the very ideal of it, the notion of it, oh no, I fully stand by that shit. You should not have to donate your time to anyone. And in fact, the organization is on some bullshit asking people to donate their time, their PCO. That's not something that should exist. Businesses are terrible in this country, which is why people be working place for 2 weeks and then stab somebody up. Because you can't just look out for this person in their last days as an organization. It costs you nothing. Pay it no mind. It's like, oh my God, it drives me insane. Let's take a peek at the comments here. These are a couple of glow-in-the-dark ones. The employer is clearly making this information public, so other employees can pressure their peers into doing something the employer should be doing instead. It's shameful. We work our whole lives in the U.S. and have to beg for time off and feel bad about it. Not the asshole. No, that's not the case. The woman said was the person said what was going on is that people are making a list of who's going to donate time, which is actually some bullshit too. Like, nah, man, this ain't who's going to help bring meals to Debbie's house. Don't do that. And then somebody responds to that exactly. No reason they could not give her paid leave. They just don't want to. Exactly. That's why this is so upsetting to me. It's like your employer can do something about that. Oh, here, got another glow in the dark one. Not the asshole for not giving her your leave, but you're the asshole for the way you said it. Exactly what Box just said, y'all. You don't owe her your PTO. You aren't obliged to fund her, but it would be a nice thing to do. But you were an asshole for saying that it's a waste because you think she's going to die. Just because you think she's going to die doesn't mean she's actually for sure going to die. You're calling it a waste also makes the remainder of her life seem like a waste. I don't believe it. I don't agree with that. Don't, whatever. It's a waste of this person's time, but it's not a waste of that woman who is dying's time. This isn't kind of true, and people aren't going to agree with that unempathetic stance. Especially because you work in healthcare. Calling it wasteful also discounts the favor your coworkers are doing by donating. Again, no, it does not. It just doesn't. That's factually an accurate thing that this person is saying. You could have just said you couldn't donate for financial or personal reasons. True. The coworkers don't need to be involved in your finances, and you could just have chosen not to disclose information or explanation at all, and that would be fair. What you said was the worst possible option. To which Dan agrees, to which I agree. You was real fucked up for how you said that, but not for the overall notion of donating one's time. You're good. You're in the clear there. This one, I don't know. It piqued my interest, so we'll see if it's actually if it ends up being good. If it doesn't, my apologies. Am I the asshole for taking my biological nieces out on days out and excluding my adopted nephew? Just taking that. Does that seem like this person is an asshole?
Personal experience, I must say no.
Okay. This is by Aunt in Agony. Throwaway. I, 42 female, have two nieces. Flo, 14. Ivy, 11, female. And a nephew, Ryan, 10 male. Through my bro, Tom, 46 male. And sister-in-law, Kate, 45 female. Flo and Ivy are biologically theirs, and they adopted Ryan 2 years ago after fostering him for 3 years. So he's been there since he was 5. I'm already starting to lean asshole now, because this child's been here for a very long while. I live locally to them. We are super close usually, and have my own daughter, Ava, 12 female, who my nieces are close to. Before foster care, Ryan's life was awful, and he has some behavioral and developmental issues. He struggles to sit through long things such as shows quietly, whether it be in the theater or the girls' plays/recitals. So the girls rarely have both parents supporting them. His behavior is sometimes pretty unpredictable, and he sometimes has pretty loud and physical meltdowns, so they have to be careful where they take him. As such, whenever me/hubby take Ava to the theater or other activities which Ryan wouldn't like, we bring the girls along too. Sometimes Tom and Kate pay for them, sometimes we do. We never ever brought Ryan out without his parents and sisters because he has really different interests to the girls. I don't feel confident in handling his behavior, and Flo and Ivy have expressed that they really value the Ryan free time. I've made extra effort to be there since then. Ryan's a great kid, but he needs a lot of attention, and my nieces need people who are 100% in their corner. Anyway, I'm taking the girls to a Christmas theme park in London on Friday. It's quite expensive. It's quite an expensive one. UK readers, if you know, you know. And I have the joy of footing the bill for all three. On Sunday, I got a call from Kate asking if Ryan could come with us Friday. He had seen adverts and heard the girls talking about it and wants to go. She offered to pay for whatever he did. I told Kate no, as I didn't know what he was like in crowds. She said he went 2 years ago and loved it, and his sisters were there to help him if he was struggling. I said that wasn't fair on them. I booked it as a girls' trip, and it is supposed to be a treat, and I don't want it getting cut short, and I don't feel comfortable parentifying the girls. I know Tom's taking Ryan to London next week, so told Kate to book tickets on that day, but by that point she wasn't listening. She criticized me for insinuating siblings caring for each other was parentifying me, and accused me of being ableist as Ryan can't help his condition and shouldn't be excluded. As well as being biased against the kid I'm not related to, it got very fiery and ended with me saying, "Read the room. It's a girl's day," and her hanging up. Okay. Anyway, she went to the girls and said either they asked me for Ryan to come or they can't go. That's hoe shit. Flo texted me begging to not let him come and asking if they could still join us. While Ivy is more torn up as she doesn't want her brother to be left out, but also doesn't want to risk her day being ruined. My mother, Tom, and sister have contacted me saying I should bring Ryan as to not show favorites and to be inclusive. Husband's on my side. Am I the asshole? No. I was wondering how this was going to go, and now that I see how it's going, no, this person's not an asshole. Somebody got to look out for them girls, and I guess it's going to be their auntie. Box, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but, like, you know, I think her stance is understandable. Like, I mean, there's been things that I haven't been included on, but, like, I'm not, like, a adopted kid, but, like, I have half siblings. They have their own grandparents. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not always privy to everything that they do or the treatment they got. You know, I know it sucks when you're a kid and you don't understand it, and you know, you wonder why, like, you're not a part of it or whatever. But, like, as you get older, you kind of understand, you know. And I guess this trying to force someone to do what you want them to do is generally a losing battle.
Yeah, for certain. Edit to answer a few frequently asked questions. Tom, Kate, and my husband are all working the day of the trip. I took PTO, and Kate and Tom had childcare arranged. I do spend quality time with Ryan. We live a 15-minute walk away, so go to their house often. Me, Ryan, and Tom, if he's around, build a lot of Lego, and it's a shared hobby, and I get him a new set every birthday and Christmas. And it's a running joke as he spends a lot of time guessing which one. I like the quality time as it's accessible and his parents are around. I just book days out around my daughter's interests, which happen to be the exact opposite of his. She's a really artsy girl who likes theater, shopping, museums, movie nights, and slumber parties, while he's into Lego, video games, and anything martial arts. Edit 2. Thank you so much for everyone who commented, an absolutely crazy number. Here's a link to the update on my profile for those interested. So I do have the update. Am I the asshole for taking my nieces out on day trips, but not my nephew? Well, that blew up. Front page is wild. Thank you to everyone who commented. Currently on a break at work, so gonna quickly update. Shit has hit the fan, basically. Remove the previous update as I was too sleep deprived to do the title properly. Your comments made me realize that I am right to not bring Ryan. It's not safe with just me, and especially after reading comments from people who have special needs children / siblings who have had to pull all children out of days out. Okay, as there hasn't been enough adults. I'm not doing that. The girls also deserve to do things that they want. I will also make a conscious effort to do stuff with Ryan. I'm going to suggest to Tom that me and him take him to Legoland when they reopen in the spring. A recap of characters. Me, 42 female, my daughter Ava, 12 female, my brother Tom, 46 male, his wife Kate, 45 female, and their kids Flo, 14 female, Ivy, 11 female, and Ryan, 10 male. The new players are my husband Ben, 43 male, mine and Tom's sister Mia, 40 female, and my mom, 70 female, who we will just call Mom. Because of the character limit, I could not elaborate on a few things. I do spend quality time with Ryan. Just don't take him on days out. We both love Lego, which Ava doesn't, so it's great to have someone to bond with over that. And we live 15-minute walk away. We see each other quite often. It's usually at their house, as it's easier to shepherding one kid rather than three. Sometimes he'll pick to hang with the girls, where they will play an activity they all enjoy, like Mario Kart. But most of the time, he'll pick to hang with me. He is one of those kids who thrives hanging with adults than other children, which is why his parents endorsed the girls' day, as it meant they get 2-to-1 time with him. He gets on with his sisters, as they are both super calm and kind girls. But most of the meltdowns arise from confrontations with other kids or his sisters wanting to do something that he doesn't like. Some examples include Flo playing music in her room or them picking a movie he doesn't want. Obviously, when they do a vote, the girls pick usually wins, as there are two of them, and he gets stressed out a lot by other kids at school. Kate and Tom encourage the girls to be empathetic and let him have his way, but I think that means the girls sometimes lose out. He's got some friends at school who he has frequent play dates with, especially when the girls are out of the house, and he's friends with Mia's two sons who are 10 and 8, and sometimes gets invited to go to laser tag with them. But they live slightly further away, and as it's on weekends, Tom or Kate are always there, as they have to take them. Okay, so we got that full brunt. This is longer than I wanted to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me just let's break it down. I'm pretty nervous about how my brother will react, especially to Flo talking to Ben, as I don't want to fight or her to get in trouble. I'll mention that she said what she said, but not, damn it, then I gotta find out what she said. People, it's long, and I want to read the rest of it. I'm just gonna be real with you people. It's there. It's in the show notes. You can find out how this all wrapped up. I'll read it myself because I'd like to know how it wrapped up. I just don't want to keep reading it. It's a lot. So that's your ammo, the assholes. No, I don't think this woman was an asshole. I also think it's bullshit her sister's pressing her about, you know what I'm saying, well, if he can't go now, they can't go. That's whole shit. Don't be that person. Be better, okay? But that was this week's Am I the Assholes. Let's slide on over to the realm of entertainment. Box, what you been watching, playing, reading, any such this week?
Before I get into that, the Golden State Warriors are currently losing by 51 points.
We was whooping their ass by when we played them recently. It happens. They sometimes just don't got it in them, which is why I don't think they are the championship caliber squad people were kind of trying to cheer them on to be.
Well, anyway, to get back to your question, I've been watching Bosch. I'm now on the 7th and final season of the original show.
Okay.
I watched the first 2 episodes of season 7 before we got on the show tonight. So I have 6 episodes left because season 7 apparently was only 8 episodes. I watched that movie that just came out with The Rock, Red One, because it's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it outside of sports.
Okay. Call of Duty?
I played for like an hour on Saturday.
Okay.
I played a little bit of Marvel Rivals last night. I'd forgotten about the game coming out. Like I remember, back in the summertime or something, I saw like a preview video for it.
Yeah, they did it. They had a demo preview event they did. You could have played it for like about a week and a half during the summer. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the people that play Call of Duty, the Extreme Call of Duty, have jumped over to Marvel Rivals because Call of Duty is in such a bad state with hacking and cheaters and people like Call of Duty introduced like a rank system where you play rank matches for points and level up, like you go up a leaderboard and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, like a lot of the people who are famous streamers of the game are frustrated because hackers are either cheating in the game, or if they're cheating in the game and are going to lose, they DDoS the servers to crash the game so no one gets any credit. So it's becoming unplayable. And like a lot of them are leaving and going to other games like Marvel Rivals, which is becoming very popular. Yeah. So it's a free game. I installed it and played about 10 matches last night. I would imagine it's kind of like Fortnite meets League of Legends in a way, where like League of Legends, your characters, like you control lanes and you guys got like abilities, but it's more free world like Fortnite where you run around and my initial take was the characters are very slow. Like there's no running, so like you're kind of like having to walk to get your thing, and then if you die and you go back to the spawn point, it takes a minute to get back to like in the action and shit. But the graphics on it are amazing. I did have some fun with it. I think I went like 7-2 or something in the matches I played, and I was playing with random ass people. But like each character's got its own set of abilities, and you know, like there's tanks and long range and like intermediate. Like it's like you're trying to like get a little squad that with diverse skills, and there's like it's kind of like if you played any other game like Call of Duty or Halo, where they'll have like domination, where like you're fighting the other team to control like a point on the map, and the longer you control it, the higher your score goes up until someone gets to the limit and wins. Okay. There was another mode where like there was like a Spider-Man vehicle, and the one team's trying to escort the vehicle to the end point, and the other team's trying to stop them or something before the timer runs out. So it was fun. Like I definitely would be open to playing it some more. Like I said, the graphics on it are beautiful.
It's like an Overwatch like is what I've been what I've read about it. So I kind of get that vibe. And like I said, free to play. So you know what I'm saying, if you don't cost you nothing, pay it no minds if you want to jump in and get down with that.
I did give them $11 last night for their little like battle pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it had like when you bought like the souped up $11 version, you immediately got like this cool Black Panther skin and this Punisher skin where he's like wearing his like Thunderbolts outfit. Nice. And like the Black Panther one, he's got like this like fuzzy fur and shit. It looked pretty cool.
I dig it, and I dig the ideal of it. So I was telling about. I happen to be. I mean, so for the first time in a very long time, I'm playing 3 different games all at once. That's not normally how I get down. Normally, my brain won't even allow for it. So I'm playing a game called Nine Souls, Metroidvania style game. Pretty good, and I've been enjoying it. But then I ended up buying what a lot of people are calling one of their game of the years, Prince of Persia Lost Crown. Got it it was on a sale the other day for like $15, and I had $15 in Best Buy money, but they were like, because it's $15, you can't use your Best Buy money. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it didn't cost enough. But I was like, well, I want to have a cartridge because I like having cartridges on the Switch. But I'd love to play on the Xbox because it's going to be in 4K and I can get achievements. So I just bought 2 copies. So I got a 2-for-1 deal on it, and I was fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, like I said, I used my $15 Best Buy money and paid $15, and that's fine. So I bought two copies of the same game. And so I started on my Switch and was like, oh, yeah, this is nice. But I don't really play my Switch handheld. I mean, I know you can, but it's never been how I play it. But I was like, let me throw it on the Xbox and install that disc. And I started playing it, and it's so gorgeous, box. And it plays so good. It's super sharp. And I'm just like, holy smokes. And so it pulled me off what had been my little Indiana Jones and the Great Circle addiction. But then the other night, I started back in Indiana Jones and was having a good time in Indiana Jones. And I got stuck somewhere, and I was like, let me go check something. And so I watched a walkthrough to see what I needed to do. And it turns out I had messed up something like even further back. So I just reloaded a save, went through and fixed what I had done wrong. And then I was right back into Indiana Jones. So now I'm kind of going back and forth between the two. I play Indiana Jones for some hours, and I'll get stuck somewhere, and I'm like, well, let me play a little bit of Prince of Persia, and it's such a good game. I understand why people are saying Prince of Persia. A lot of people are saying that's in their top 5 of game of the year discussion because it's that good. It looks that good. It plays that good. If you are it's another Metroidvania. It's another side-scrolling Metroidvania. So if you're into that kind of game and understand what that means, you might get it. And also, like I said, it's everywhere selling it. Everybody's selling it for like $15-$20 tops. So it's a great price, great game. You should get it. They closed the studio down that made it because it didn't sell that great when it first came out, which absolutely stinks. Well, they didn't close it. They just absorbed them into different studios around the company. But that stinks because that's a good game, and I wish they would have been given the ability to make more and more stuff like it. Of course, I'm watching Shrinking. You know what it is. I love that show. I got 2 episodes left in this season, and it's such a good show. And I'm excited to. I hadn't watched this week's episode yet, but I'm very excited to get back to it. I also have not watched the most recent Silo, but I got that in the deck. What did I watch? I watched some of that movie, Santa movie, the Satan movie. I fell asleep watching it. No disrespect to it. It got late and I fell asleep. It was a fine movie from what I saw of it so far. And so I get it and I'm like, it's a pretty fun movie. It's over there on Paramount Plus if you want to watch that. Anything else? I'm trying to see if we watch anything else. And I'm going to try to get all my Christmas movies in over the next few days that I enjoy, like, Serendipity, Love Actually, The Holiday, all those type Christmas movies, Die Hard, and so forth and so on. All my different little Christmas movies. And I also kind of want to rewatch Hawkeye. Somebody pointed out how that all takes place at Christmas time, and I was like, that would be a nice little Christmas season kind of groove. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that and give that a rewatch as well. Still listen to Kendrick Lamar's GNX because I still love it. But I finally had something shake me loose from it for at least a little bit. And that is Doechie's Alligator Bites Never Heal, which is considered a mixtape. I don't know what makes something a mixtape or an album in this day and age in music because it's got 19 songs and I'm saying it's all pretty good. But Charlie had recommended it when it first came out, and I'd given it just the most cursory listen and was like, yeah, I guess. But I saw that her Tiny Desk had come out, and I was like, I don't want to listen to her Tiny Desk and fall in love with the way she performs those songs on live without having first listened to the album that the Tiny Desk material would have come from. So I go and I start listening to it in the car this past Saturday. Immediately it has those hooks in me. It's something that you want to listen to on good speakers and not just on your phone or it might be good in headphones. I don't usually listen to music in headphones, but I listen to it in the car and it's just like, it's so good. It's just a fantastic album. The lyrics I did earlier tonight are from a song called "Wait" by Doechii on that on that particular album. And so I listened to it, and I've been listening to it again. And just like GNX, that's just how I listen to music in general. I listen to whole albums. And so I've been listening to it and just loving it. It's so good. And so then I'd listened to it for like 2 days straight over and over again. I was like, oh, now I feel like I can watch the Tiny Desk. Turns out the Tiny Desk is almost a perfect replica or recreation of the album. So it's so dope. Hey, my lady was in the chat room. Batman 2, Batman Begins is a Christmas movie. Batman Begins is a Christmas movie? I don't know if I agree with that. I just told you. I said your whole last name. I'm sorry. I'll edit out the show and whatever, but this live version, it got it. Sorry, babe. Batman. Oh, Batman 2. Batman Returns. The second one with Dan DeVito. Yes, that's a Christmas movie. That makes perfect sense to watch that at Christmas time. I'm picking up what you're putting down, dear. Thank you. My lady's in the chat, y'all. That's how it goes down. Let's see. What else?
Oh, I forgot to mention something.
Go on.
Google Play, like the app store for Google.
Yeah.
Every week they do kind of like a where like you get the play points when you do in-app purchases and stuff. Every Friday they open up like a thing where you win like a free amount of play points. They started at some point recently doing where like they also do giveaways for like items. So instead of play points, you can win like something, like an actual like piece of merchandise.
Yeah. And
so like I did my play points thing last Friday. And I won. I didn't win play points. I won a fucking a Razer mouse, a Hello Kitty Razer mouse.
Sick. I love it. It's not focusing, but I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, it's Razer Orochi 2 version 2, Hello Kitty and Friends edition.
Nice.
And they literally are sending it to me for free. Like I didn't have to pay shipping or nothing. Like free. It's sick. Worth like $80.
I was about to say, did you already look it up on eBay?
Oh, yeah. Instantly I did. Like the version I won's not even really on there. Like there are other versions on there. Yeah. So like I might have like a more rare version.
Nice. Hello Kitty stuff sells for amazing prices. Vanessa has been showing me a couple of TikToks of people going into Home Goods and TJ Maxx style stores and hiding Hello Kitty shit to come back and buy later to resell. So basically, the move is to go to one of those Home Goods stores and just check everything. Check the baskets, check things, or check where you think you'd hide something if you were trying to sell it. Also, apparently people have been hiding stuff underneath shelves in Targets and Walmarts. So we should be checking under, if you want a toy or something, go to where the toy should be and lift the bottom shelf up. And I'm like, that is crazy. That's a thing that people are in there discovering old Pokemon cards and so forth and so on that have probably aren't even in the store database anymore to be purchased. But yeah, the world is weird. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you ain't got the bread on you, so you know. I hit a hard drive once at a Target. There was no way I was going to go back to that Target. So it was like on the other side of town. There's no way I was going to go back to that Target to get that hard drive. Why did I hide it? Why did I convince myself that, yeah, I'll come back and get that? Because I wouldn't. I wasn't. I didn't. So that was my whole shit on my part.
I did that with a Mega Man action figure one time when I was a kid. I put it behind, like, I was with like my stepmom and like my siblings. And so it's like I didn't have the money, and like they were gonna just buy it for me.
Yeah.
So I took it and I hid it behind like a Power Wheels box. And then when I was back home with my grandmother, we went back to that Kmart and it was still there. So my grandmother bought it for me.
Sick. Love it. Love that. See, sometimes it does work out, people. We're not out here being shifty shiflonious cats. Just, you know, it goes down sometimes. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes people just be doing some dirt and hiding shit because they're gonna resell it, and that's not cool. So be cool. Or the move is, it's like a cookie jar, right? And they'll go hide the lid somewhere. So people will go look at it and be like, I'm not going to buy this without the lid. And then, of course, they'll come back later, find their little lid stash, and they'll go buy it.
Shit, I dropped off a package at the post office today. There was an eBay item that I bought at a Target to resell. It was a AEW Cody Rhodes action figure that I bought on clearance for $20, and I sold it today for $42.
I find it fascinating what appreciates, you know what I'm saying? What goes up in value. There's a record I wanted to get Xander, and I ended up buying the wrong one. Hit the record store, it's an online retailer, but like, hey, sorry, I clicked the wrong link and I bought the wrong record. Could you just switch me over to the other one? They're like, nope, we can't, but I sent your money back. I'm like, sir, I didn't even need that. You could just let me keep the record I paid for, but whatever. So I was like, let me go look it up and see how much it's going for. If I bought it from the record store, $40. Not bad. eBay, $100 at the low end. That's what everybody's selling that record for. And I'm like, all of you are bastards, and I hate you for it.
Well, the cool thing about it was there were actually 3 of those figures on clearance that day. I bought all 3 of them, and all 3 of them are exchanged.
Nice. Every one of them got flipped for like 40?
One of them got flipped for like 55, but it was trade.
Okay.
And then the other 2 got sold on eBay, yeah.
Okay. Respect it. The hustle is alive, and I can't be mad at people for hustling. Especially because I've had a couple of eBay hustles myself. So
they were on clearance. People had plenty of time to buy them.
Yeah, it's like it'd come around to the point where they put the yellow sticker on the Target. That's your doing. But you know how it is. You just sometimes you don't even know. You know, you'd be like, oh shit, I didn't even know this was here. So it plays out like that, y'all. Let's see. That's about it. That's all I've been really watching and playing. You know what I'm saying? But highly recommend Dochi's Alligator Bites Never Heal. It's Grammy nominated. It's nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammy. So even people who I guess who are in the know it's a really good album. And so I think you like it, Box. It's kind of singing, kind of rapping, a little bit of everything. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, that's it, people. You know the deal. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Go subscribe to us over on YouTube and our Instagram if you are so inclined. If you want to support the if you want to support the show financially, and I got a few bucks to toss away, consider joining us over on Patreon. Where for $5 tier, get extra content each month and early access to new shows. They have the soon-to-be-released Creme Patissier's Great American Baking Show Holiday 2024 Celebrity Edition already. It's there for them to enjoy. Well, the rest of you got to wait till next week, till Christmas, the day before this show comes out. So, hey, we got merch. tpublic.com/user stays crunchy and milk, all one word. You can cop a shirt with any of our logos on it, a wallet, or anything. T-Public got everything. Basically, our logo is available to be put on whatever you want it to be. So enjoy, do that. Give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We certainly love to hear from you. And hear from you, we did. We got a little bit of a comment on the Spotify page. And that is from the big homie Carrie, who said, "Oh shit, y'all got the video cracking. Nice." Thanks, Carrie. Indeed, we do have the video cracking. And we've had the video cracking for a while now, at least over on YouTube. But now, of course, I can now post it up on Spotify as well. And guess what that means? It means I now only edit one thing, and that is the video. I add the video, and it gets posted on YouTube, and it gets posted on Spotify, and that is it. Now, I will have to edit me saying my lady's last name out of this episode, but the edits are pretty simple at this point. We were actually pretty good at doing this show live. We've not messed up and said where we work or, saying gave our social security numbers out. So we're pretty good at doing this operation, walking the tightrope that is live. So that is what's crackulating over there. Thank you so very much for your support through all of 2024. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for being a watcher. Thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for our patrons, of course. Your support means so very much to us and really does indeed keep the show running. And we're grateful for you for that. Thank you, of course, to the homie Ant for being a part of this operation. I know you haven't been able to be a part of it recently, but you are still, here and always in our hearts and present in our minds. Thank you, Dan, for always putting in the effort to come through and be here. And if you can't be here, give me like weeks notice, so I always know what I need to do in advance. So it's never no Dan say. It's more me not showing up than Dan not showing up. People, Dan is always ready to go, unless, like I said, he has given me like many weeks notice to be like, I won't be here on these days in this month. So respect you for that, sir. Thank you for always doing that. Thank you for being the homie and, of course, a great podcast partner. Next year is what? 12th year? Dozen years? Is that a dozen years? Is that how the math works? Yeah. So a dozen. You know what I'm saying? Dirty dozen. Naughty Rotten Rhymers. Curse that you play is worse than Marty Schottenheimer. That'll be fun. 2025. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of stuff goes down 2025. Your boy hits a big old number, big old age. And my kid graduates high school and goes to college. Oh yeah, we all hit numbers next year. The fives got us. We out here, people. So we will figure all out what that all means.
Yeah.
And
my buddy at bowling on Monday was just like asking me where I'd want to go for a trip next year.
I know it seems weird. I know, and we just talked about last week. Ireland, man. I just don't know why it's on my heart, but it is. And so we'll see what we can do. But that seems to be where I don't know. I learned about that we got a direct flight there from here, and I'm like, that's even. Look, man, to not have to be bothered of going like, okay, fly to New York or fly to Atlanta or whatever else, to just direct out of here, and then next time I wake up I'd be there. Come on, man, that's cold blooded. So it's on my heart, it's on my mind for a reason, and I know it's there for a reason. So we'll see how that works out. Go kicking in Dublin. I am, of course, the internet's Tay-Rail 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We will do this again next time. Peace to the gods. We out.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.